it was still count on black folks not being informed.
Yeah, to start out.
And determination and passion, I think that's what drives me the most. It's passion for what I do or what I see or what I see need to be done. Hard work, view of people and the needs. And it's always someone that's needy for something. And those that don't have need to have somebody to kind of help them, or I would say empower them. And it's not all about giving them tangible things. And he was about giving you a lecture too. You know, and then if someone needed some help, he was about going and trying to help them to get it done. So I think that's where it really kind of shaped my thoughts about being a community person from that point of view. And of course I came from, you know, in an era where people just tried to help people. Saw the need and tried to help. So
your career moved into child care?
Yeah, child care.
Community service?
Yeah, community service.
How did that move?
Well, it was, the community service was just looked like it was there because of my upbringing. And then as I became an adult, it was like, it was so many things that was around me. And then as a young adult, then it seemed like I kind of linked up with people that was always trying to do something. And I remember an experience I had when I was a young woman, probably 18, 19. And there was these group of ladies was in the community. They always had a little organization going on. And I hear them talk about what's going on is not, they wasn't pleased about it, and what was going on that they were. And it was, to me, it was like, okay, what are we going to do? What are they going to do about it? And I watched that. And then I hung around, and it seemed like I was just like the gopher, you know, like they would tell me, go get this, or go bring us this. They'll send me someplace. Sometimes I think it's because the conversation had got where they didn't want But anyway, you know, to come back. But, and then I remember the times when people were having a parade. They made floats, they made things that really were trying to help the community to shine a little bit from our perspective. Because I've always seen that it was a division in what was going on in some parts and what was going on in other parts. Even when we lived in the rural, it was always that you drive, and it was kind of fascinating how you go by houses that look good, and then you come right back and you see a group of people over here, it just wasn't anything going on. So it was always in my mind to try to find out why. The whys about that. And like I said, and then I started to get involved. Whatever came along, I was basically involved. And then after you get your name out there a little bit, people go call. Well, come on and do this, come on. And so I think some of it was just by being raised like that, and then some of it was by people start engaging, you know, getting you engaged as they hear and know you don't mind doing it. So I think that's what got me drawn into some of the organization with it. It was a friend of mine came to me, and we were talking about what we needed. Yeah, I know you know, had it once. And she kept talking. She said, "Well, you can do that, and I know you just care about the community, so and everything." She said, "You can do it." And I said, "Well, I'll give it some thought." And we started talking, and as I could see the need, because you know you see so much, you go in the churches and in the community, and then I thought, okay, this is what I'll do. And then that kind of opened me up to other things, you know, seeing other needs and talking with the parents when they come in, and seeing the conditions. Once you gotta get involved to see what's going on. And then once you get involved, you see there's a need for improvement, a need for people to understand something, because something when it's new and people don't know, then they have to be trained, or they have to be told that this can be a better way, you know. And even when I started daycare, there were some people which is not accustomed to that, leaving the kid all day, and just they've been in the homes and relatives, but you bringing kids to be left all day with some people that you don't really know, so there had to be some education on that, and then I hired my staff, and then I think people really got comfortable, and then the things that we did, and I knew there had to be a learning component to that. You just didn't take a child and sit him in front of the TV, or you feed him whatever you had and just let it go. But that was not what I was about. I feel like they deserve the best of care, and then the food, and be fed, and be nurtured, and loved, and hugged, and all those kind of things. And so this is what my staff, we were about those things, because I understood what those things was, how important it was. So that's what I was.
And so are you now engaged in, I guess, the move to get after school and out of school programs for the youngsters so they can actually have that kind of experience?
Yes, sir. Because this time we was at the I got involved with the Arkansas Public Policy Panel in the last years, and that was a plus, because it was so much that I didn't understand about policies and what could and couldn't be done, and the laws that people, that was passed every year that affect our lives and everybody's lives. And so getting involved with them was really, I would say, a plus, because I knew that for some things to change, it's going to have to be a law. Now, you can't always rely on people changing because they like you, or because they got to change a law about doing some things. You just can't do it, because we're all human beings. And so there's got to be some laws changed. And I felt like in the civil rights movement, people didn't change just because they had a mind to change. Now, there were some laws that said you must do this, and then even after the law was in place, some people still didn't want to change. So I know you can't rely on just people, but then we start. Right now we're working, trying to get some after school programs, and that opportunity to learn conference. I think that gave us some good ideas about when bringing all these people together, and you could hear it from all over that the after-school programs and things for young people to do were just missing in a lot of communities, especially rural communities and African-American communities. And so I think when a child needs that continuing interaction, or that continuing caring, trying to find that word, community. You can say you care for your family, but there's another community caring and inclusive. When you leave your home, you go into another place where people care about you. And I think that plays weighs a lot on how young people turn out sometimes. They got a safe place, community, and after school, like sometimes kids get out of school and then they don't have a parent at home because they're working, and they don't have anywhere to go to kind of help, kind of steer them in the right direction. So the after school programs and summer programs, because a lot of kids in our community just drift. Everybody can't take a vacation. Everybody don't have can't send their kids off to a camp. So those kids are left in the community with nothing to do. And then, being kids, you're going to find something to do. You're going to find something to get into. So, and I think if we have something that the kid, they could go to, that's supervised, and that they can work on some skills. And the most important, I think, is with some of our kids is being able to interact, social skills.
Okay.
Because I think school have a big part in social skills, but I think there's a social skill beyond what you get in school and beyond what your family. I think there's another set of social skills that you learn from just being out and communicating with all types of people beyond your family, beyond the school. Because, you know, I think now the school is limited on the social skills you get because you don't have many recesses and all that. Yeah. Okay, talking a little bit about social skills. In doing my child care business, I learned how important that was, because when the children could get along and start understanding each other, the better it was to really teach them, and it was like they understood the differences in each other. And then the social skills were like, you don't, you know, be nice to Johnny or Susie, or do this and be kind, and you share, and all those type of things. So that gets you prepared for life itself, right? And I think people should, I mean, even in the schools and in these type of programs, summer programs, just expose them to the world. There's a big world right there. Now we're gonna bring you a piece in to make you hungry enough to want to go out and get it. And I think that's what we need to start doing with our children. Not to say this is your world in this little 5 or 6 miles radius. This is your world. You go to school, you come home, and you're not exposed to anything. But I think having the school system is kind of tailored to what they doing. But I think if we had other programs to expose children, I think we'd see when they come. Well, I would be looking for open mind, a person that's open to learning. Because I feel like no matter what you know, you still need to be open to learning other things outside of what your experiences are. So if they're open-minded enough to come into, you say, this area, and I would want to have them be open-minded and have a passion about working to improve the lives of someone, maybe it's a little less fortunate, or someone that hadn't been exposed. And I feel like they could learn also while they're trying to teach or involve, they're learning too. Because I had the experience working with the MSDI leaders, Kellogg's Delta, and we would all come together and have dialogue, and we was thinking we were going to change the Delta. And I think it was a quote in there because our facilitator caught it. And it was true from my heart. It changed me, and it changed all of us, how we looked at the Delta, what we thought in those discussions. They were so rich until we thought it was just opening up to us. And we said, we're going to change the Delta, but it seemed like we're being changed right here. So I think that's what we look at when we embark on something, not that I'm going to change somebody else. Look for how it's going to change me. And that's what I try to do now. Anything I get involved in, I'm looking at it, is this going to be a change, some enlightening to me, changing me? Because I may be kind of stale at the way I'm thinking. But if I'm going to teach someone, I have to be open to be taught, no matter what I know. And that's what I'm thinking. And in the college, if the college student, and I think it would be an experience, and I think you need to share your experiences and accept other experiences. And then first, I think I would kind of give them a little orientation of what the Delta is, what it's like in a community that they are not used to being in, and letting them and getting the understanding of what they might be. No matter how bad it is now, there's something you can learn here.